Hi to everyone, welcome to NCC channel. My name is Naresh, chemistry lecturer. Today we solve some questions based on bond order for magnetic and diamagnetic species. The first question is, among the following species, N2 positive, N2 negative, O2 positive, O2 negative, O2 2 negative, N2 2 negative. The number of species showing diamagnetism is. Already you know that the species which contains even number of electrons can show diamagnetic character. The species which contains even number of electrons can show diamagnetic character, and the species which contains odd number of electrons can show paramagnetic character. But the species which contains even number of electrons, the species can show diamagnetic character. Some exceptions are there. That exceptions are the species which contains 10 and 16 electrons. 10 and 16 electrons can show only paramagnetic character. Even though these are even number of electrons, these does not show diamagnetic character, only show paramagnetic character, because of these species contains unpaired electrons. So, due to presence of unpaired electrons, these show paramagnetic character. Okay, the species which contains odd number of electrons show paramagnetic character. The species which contains even number of electrons will show diamagnetic character. Exceptions 10 and 16 electrons. Now take N2. So N2, it contains how many electrons? 14 electrons. Nitrogen atomic number 7. 7 plus 7, 14 electrons. It is even number. Is a diamagnetic. Next, N2 positive. It contains 13 electrons. It is odd number of electrons. It can show paramagnetic. And N2 negative. N2 negative contains 15 electrons. Odd number of electrons. It can show paramagnetic character. And O2, it contains 16 electrons. Even number of electrons, but it does not show diamagnetic character. It can show only paramagnetic character. Even though it is even number of electrons, it does not show diamagnetic character. It shows only paramagnetic character. Next, O2 positive. It contains 15 electrons. Odd number of electrons. It will show paramagnetic. Next, O2 negative. 16 electrons. It contains even number of electrons. Even though it is even number of electrons, it does not show diamagnetic. It can show paramagnetic. Next, O2 2 negative. 18 electrons. Even number of electrons, diamagnetic. Next, N2 2 negative. 16 electrons. Even though it is contains 16 number of electrons, it show only paramagnetic. Now the number of species showing diamagnetic. How many species showing diamagnetic character? So 1, 2, only 2 species showing diamagnetic character, that is N2 and O2 2 minus. Answer is 2. Next, we go to next question. Consider the ions or molecules O2 positive, O2 2 negative, O2 negative. For increasing bond order, the correct option is, here given some options. We have to find out bond order. Already we know that bond order tricks. We have learnt bond order in tricks. One trick is there. If any molecule has 14 electrons. The bond order is 3. 13 electrons 2.5. 12 electrons 2. 11 electrons 1.5. 10 electrons 1. 9 electrons 0.5. and 8 electrons 0. Also 15 electrons now decrease again 2.5. 16 electrons 2. 17 electrons 1.5. 18 electrons 1. 19 electrons 0.5. 20 electrons 0. We have to remember the bond order of nitrogen N2. The species which contains 14 electrons, the bond order always 3. Above 14, the bond order decreases by 0.5 for every 1 electron increase, and below 14, the bond order also decrease for every electron decrease. Now O2, now we see O2 and negative. O2 negative means how many electrons? 17 electrons. 17 electrons means the bond order is 1.5. O2 positive. O2 positive means 16 minus 1, 15. 15 contains 2.5. Next O2 2 negative. That means O2 means 16. 16 plus 2 18. 18 means bond order 1. O2 16. The bond order is 2. Is it correct order? 1.5, 2.5, 1, 2. It is not correct order. This is wrong. Next O2 negative. O2 negative means 17 electrons 1.5. Next O2 2 negative 18 electrons 1. O2 positive 15 electrons 2.5. O2 16 electrons 2. O2 negative, that means 17 electrons 1.5. O2 2 negative. O2 2 negative 18, that is bond order 1. O2, that means 16 electrons, that is bond order 2. O2 positive 15 electrons 2.5. 1.5, 1, 2, 2.5. This is also not correct. 1.5, 1, 2.5, 2. This is also not correct. Now coming to first option. O2 2 negative 18, that is bond order 1. O2 negative, that is 17 electrons 1.5. O2, that means 16 electrons, the bond order is 2. O2 positive. O2 positive. O2 positive means 15 electrons, the bond order is 2.5. 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. This is the correct bond order. The option is A. Now move to next question. Which of the following is paramagnetic? Which of the following is paramagnetic? Already we learned that the species which contains odd number of electrons. Odd electrons. The species which contains odd electrons, those are paramagnetic. And the species which contains even electrons, that is diamagnetic. Exceptions 10 and 16 electrons. 10 and 16 electrons will show only paramagnetic. Even though these are even number of electrons, these cannot show diamagnetic, only show paramagnetic character. Now NO plus contains how many? Nitrogen atomic number 7. 7 plus 8, 15. Positive charge nothing but 1 electron is less. That means 14 electrons. Next CO, carbon 6 and oxygen 8. 8 plus 6, 14. O2 2 negative. Oxygen 8. 8 plus 8, 16. 2 negative means we should add 2 electrons. 16 plus 2, 18. And B2. So B2 is 10 electrons. 10 electrons. This is even number of electrons. It can show diamagnetic. It is also diamagnetic. 18 also even number. It is diamagnetic. 10 electrons. 10 electrons. Even though it is even number, it does not show diamagnetic character. It can show only paramagnetic character. Exception case. The species which have 10 and 16 electrons only show paramagnetic character. The option is D. Next move to fourth question. Which of the following has unpaired electrons? Which of the following has unpaired electrons? Answer. So unpaired electron means paramagnetic species. Paramagnetic species. Paramagnetic species contains unpaired electrons. Paramagnetic species contains unpaired electrons. Diamagnetic species does not contains unpaired electrons. No unpaired electrons. So paramagnetic species contains unpaired electrons, and diamagnetic species contains no unpaired electrons. So paramagnetic, which can show paramagnetic species, odd number of electrons. Odd electrons will show paramagnetic species, and diamagnetic species, even number of electrons will show paramagnetic and diamagnetic species. And then on the 16 electrons species also can show paramagnetic species. Now N2 number of electrons 14, O2 negative, number of electrons 17, N2 2 positive, number of electrons 12, O2 2 negative, number of electrons 18. So which are paramagnetic? 14 it is a diamagnetic, 17 paramagnetic, and 12 it is a even number, it is a diamagnetic, 18 it is even number, it is a diamagnetic, 17 it is a odd number of electrons, it can show paramagnetic character. So paramagnetic character means it contains unpaired electrons. So O2 negative, it contains unpaired electrons. The option is B. Next question. In a given species, NO negative, NO positive, NO2 positive, and NO, the one with minimum bond strength. The one with minimum bond strength. Here bond strength always directly proportional to bond order. Bond strength always directly proportional to bond order. If the bond order is more, bond strength is more. Bond order is less, bond strength is less. Now NO positive, number of NO negative. NO negative, how many electrons are there? 7 plus 8, 15, 16 electrons. NO positive. So how many electrons are there? 14 electrons. NO2 positive. NO2 positive means 7 plus 8, 15, 15 minus 2, 13 electrons. And NO, 7 plus 8, 15 electrons. Already you know that bond order 14. If any species contains 14 electrons, bond order is 3. 13, 2.5, 12 electrons, 2, 11 electrons, 1.5, 15 electrons, 2.5, 16 electrons, 2, 17 electrons, 1.5, 18 electrons, 1. We should take, if any molecule has 14 electrons, the bond order should be 3. So we should remember this one. Now NO negative 16 electrons, the bond order is 2. The bond order is 2. The bond order is 2. And 14 electrons, the bond order 3. 13 electrons, the bond order 2.5. 15 electrons, the bond order 2.5. So the bond is asking minimum bond strength. He is asking minimum bond strength. So minimum bond strength, when will occurs minimum bond strength? If the bond order is less, that is minimum bond strength. In these species, which one has less bond order? NO negative is the minimum bond order, that is 2. It has a minimum bond strength. NO negative is the minimum bond strength. And the maximum bond strength, which one has maximum bond strength? The species which has more bond order. Which one has more bond order? NO positive has more bond order, that is more bond strength. Now minimum bond strength is NO negative because it is minimum bond order.